So people, myself included, often ask about maintaining a French polished finish. So let me talk for a few minutes about that. Back when I was a kid and you saw commercials, the commercial always talked about cleaning and maintaining and protecting the wood. Well, none of those products will do that. The point of having finish on your French polished piece is the French polish itself protects the wood. That's the point, or certainly one of the points of having finish on wood. What products do, whether they're natural products, commercial products you buy at the store, they clean, they protect, they may make shine out of the finish itself. That's really what they're working on, aren't they? In the guitar making world, in the guitar playing world, guys always debate about what's the best polish. What they really mean are 4 or 5 different functions that they would love for one product to do. The first thing they talk about is cleaning, and we'll talk about that for a second. We talk about putting a shine on the finish. We talk about protecting the finish. And we talk potentially about revitalizing the finish. Those are the things that most people mean when they say, hey, what's a good product to protect and maintain the finish? So let's first of all talk about cleaning. You can clean a French polish finish with a soft cotton, clean cotton cloth like my diaper material or Turkish towel or what have you. Make sure it's clean and soft and just dampen with water in terms of your general maintenance, because cleaning is the most important thing you can do. You get rid of surface dust, environmental dust, fingerprints, things like that typically would go on your piece. Damp towel is fine. Naphtha is fine. Naphtha is arguably in the shop the best thing that you can use to do the least damage to anything. It cleans bare wood, and it certainly cleans a French polish finish. I use it in the shop, but not everybody is going to have it in their home or wants to go get it or wants to use a petroleum product that could be, flammable. But if you have it, naphtha's great for cleaning. Less is more here. So let's talk about the 2 elements you don't want on your French polish. One is silicone, the other is alcohol. The second one, alcohol, should be obvious because alcohol is the solvent. For shellac, we don't voluntarily want it on the piece. Now, it may get on the piece once in a while. We talked about the scenario of somebody spilling a drink on your guitar. And, not to panic because your guitar will be fine. But that doesn't mean I want to use it on a regular basis. It's a product, in a product that I'm going to use to clean or maintain my polish. So look very carefully at whatever products you're using. You don't want alcohol in them. Believe it or not, some products do have 1% or 2% of alcohol in it. The other thing, let me back up a second. In my opinion, you don't want the standard furniture commercial products, Pledge, things like that. You really don't want to put those on a French polished finish. The other thing you want to stay away from is silicone. Silicone is used in a lot of polishes and a lot of finishing products. There is debate about silicone. I just think the easiest way to solve the debate is don't use it. The reason people don't use it or advise not to use it is because silicone does bad things, not to the polish or the finish itself, but if and when you're going to refinish or fix a finish on a surface. Now, somebody who has a piece that's nitrocellulose lacquer, for example, might say, I'm never going to refinish this. That's irrelevant to me. But you don't know that 30 years from now, your son, your grandson, your whatever isn't going to take it into a shop to have it redone as an heirloom. And that finisher is going to have major problems because of the silicone that's on the surface. Silicone, by the way, that is almost impossible to remove from a surface of finished wood. Because of the nature of French polishing, which is it's easy relatively to revitalize, to add polish to the surface, it's something we want to encourage you to do, then you are going to want to revitalize and put more finish on this in the future. So silicone is a bad idea. In fact, Eugene Clark said, don't have silicone even in your shop. He'd say that a few parts per million in the environment, in the atmosphere, was bad for your French polishing. So avoid silicone if you're going to use a commercial product. The problem is this: do you know what's in that commercial product? Fortunately, nowadays with the internet, you can look at safety data sheets. You can usually find them for the products and find out whether it has silicone or not. The Meguiar's brand, for example, and they make, God, like 100 products. If you go to their website, there's actually a long list of their products, and the ones that say they are safe for a paint shop environment. I think that's kind of the term that they use. When they say they're safe for a paint shop environment, it means it doesn't have silicone. When it says it's not safe for a paint shop environment, that means it's got silicone and paint shops don't want it anywhere within a block of them. So if you're going to use a Meguiar's product, at least there's a list that's reasonably maintained to tell you, here are the products that don't have silicone in them. So back to our list of what you're using to maintain. You're first and foremost going to clean with some regularity. Less is more here. A slightly damp cloth, naphtha. There are commercial products that are nice for just basic cleaning. What most people also want is a little bit of shine. And there are also products like, here's the Meguiar's Show Car Glaze. It doesn't have silicone in it. I don't think it has alcohol in it. It's not listed on the data sheet, at least. And it's more of a glazing, shining, clean and shine sort of product. It's really designed for show car displays where they want the thing to look fantastic and wet, temporarily, but it doesn't have any ingredients that do anything in the long run on the surface. So they're temporary. So it's a shine product. There are other similar shine products. Protection. That's something else people want. And usually when we're implying protection, we're implying that there's something on the surface of the finish to potentially protect the finish. That probably will mean some sort of wax. Many of the commercial products out there for protection will have carnauba and or beeswax. I just use, as you saw in my process, my handy dandy block of carnauba. That way I know exactly what's there. There are some commercial waxing products that don't have silicone and don't have alcohol in them that I'm sure are very good. But it's just easy for me to take a block of carnauba, wipe my towel on it, maybe with a drop of mineral oil or polishing oil, and once in a while give and the wax will give a little shine too, and protection. Don't do this often. You don't want any kind of wax accumulation. You don't need to, but once in a while I will do it. Reviving. We've already demonstrated about really reviving a French polished piece that needed, after almost 20 years, a real revival with a little bit more finish, and how that's not very difficult. But if we're talking about regular maintenance and the finish is getting a little dull, and cleaning it and putting on a little wax or a little bit of something to add shine has not gotten you there, it's just a little dull, there are things you can do in terms of revitalizing the polish. You can use, again, one of the polishing powders like Tripoli or diatomaceous earth, do exactly what you saw me do before and bring the bright shine back. You can also use something like the Meguiar's Swirl Remover. And Meguiar's has a couple products like this. It has a very light, mild abrasive. I think it's proprietary. They don't say what's in there, what the abrasive is. It might even be diatomaceous earth, but I can't prove that. It's a very mild product for getting out minor imperfections and swirls and bringing back the real gloss to the piece, maybe after a few years where you need a little revitalization. So there are a few commercial products, but again, be careful. Make sure you're not putting silicone. There's a product that I did use and liked a great deal by Novus. It does have silicone in it, which I finally found out. And they actually, knowing about the issues, they make a silicone-free version of the Novus 1 and Novus 2. You can order directly from Novus if you like Novus products. The other problem with commercial products in general is just because it doesn't contain something bad today doesn't mean the formula won't be changed in 3 years. So it's not enough just to say it's a great product, I loved using it, I've used it for 10 years. Is it the same product today that it was 10 years ago? When you're dealing with a commercial product, you don't know. When you're dealing with your own stuff, like a block of carnauba or a bag of diatomaceous earth, at least you know what you're actually using and there's no question in your mind. So that's a little bit about cleaning and protecting the finish. Be careful out there. Use the good stuff and make sure you know what's in it, or more importantly, what's not in it.